Hey guys, it's been requested that I show you how I cook my artichokes, and I usually fall back on two different ways. One being in the microwave and two being on the stove. I'm on my lunch break today, so I don't have time to cook it on the stove. I just have time for the microwave. And if you were to do the stove, what you could do is a big pot. You could put it in a steamer basket if you have a really big, deep steamer basket. Or I don't, so what I do is I just fill my pot with, a little bit of water, and I set them in the bottom of it, and just keep an eye on it. So that is one way to cook it. Another way is in the microwave. And I have this piece of Tupperware, and I got it a few years ago, so it's a little beat up. But it's actual Tupperware brand. What sold me on it a few years ago is that you can bake a cake in it in like 6 minutes. And granted, I've changed my views on, using plastic to cook with and whatnot. This one is a little bit different. So it's actually meant for it. So what I did is, the first thing I did is I washed my artichoke, and now I'm going to add a little bit of water. I'll let you look at my artichoke. Maybe I'll get a good still. A little bit of water in the bottom of it. So as you can see here, I've added water to the bottom of my pan. And now I'm just going to set, or my dish, set the artichoke in it. I can fit 2 of them in here. So if I do any more than 2, I usually put it on the stove. Otherwise, I just leave it in here. And then I put the lid on. Sorry. Again, like I said, it's just me. Maybe. Hard to do one-handed. Snap the lid on, and I'm going to put it in the microwave. Alright, I've put it in the microwave. I set it for 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Usually I just go about 10 minutes. I might end up doing 12. But I'll show you how it's done, or how you know when it's done here. Here's my artichoke after 10 minutes and 30 seconds. As you can see, there's still the liquid in the bottom. So my favorite way to check is just with a fork, and I'll put it into the base of the artichoke. And if it's soft and comes out, see, it's not quite easy enough for me. I should have done it before so you could see how hard this base is. But yeah, I just check it by if it's being soft enough. So I'm going to actually throw it back in for about another 2 minutes. I figured I'd end up doing 12. And see how that works and see how that is. Also, a good way to test is you want, and this is actually, it's probably done, but to pull just the leaves off and see how easy the leaves come off. So, yeah, I'll do another minute or 2. Well, my artichoke finishes cooking. I've prepared my super fancy dipping sauce. I like my artichokes just dipped in a little bit of mayonnaise, and I don't like mayonnaise, but oh my gosh, I think they're so good. Same with my asparagus, I like them in mayonnaise. My husband, on the other hand, eats his with melted butter with some garlic salt sprinkled in. So really, it's whatever you want. I get asked a lot how I season my artichokes, and I don't. But then again, I don't season a lot of my vegetables, so that's, I guess, just to taste. Anyhow, I have just a little dollop of mayo and my artichoke. And I'm going to do another, another fork test. And yeah, that's a little bit softer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cool this off just a little bit because I'm limited on time. And I'll show you how I do that. Alright, so I'm cooling it off the bottom just enough so that I can hold it. Now that I can hold the artichoke, I'm just going to fill it. And this is how I wash them too. Fill them with a little bit of water, dump it out, fill it up, and dump it out. And now, take off all the water. Now I'll be able to eat it. So here's my lunch. I actually have some of the Annie's organic mac and cheese to go along with lunch today. But my tip here is to have a bowl nearby. This is the same bowl I cooked it in, and then that way you can just throw your eaten pieces in there. I do take like the first few off just because they're a little chewy, a little stringy, a little weird. So I pull these off, and then I'll show you guys what to eat here in a second. Alright, so here is an artichoke leaf. Now, some people cut off the tips before they cook it and things like that because the tips are pokey. I don't know if you can see that, but there is like there's a poker, and it hurts. So they cut off the ends. However, I'm lazy, and I think that's a waste of time, and everybody's well aware of the poker at the end, including Deacon. So what you do is, basically you just put it in your mouth upside down. So as you can see, this is upside down. Bite down at about here, and then just pull away. So you're going to get all this meat right here. This is the part that you're actually eating, is this part right here. It looks like the white end right there. So what I'll show you how I like to do it. I, like I said, don't like very much mayonnaise, but I do like some. Can you see? That's all the mayonnaise I like. And let me show you when it's eaten. So now I'm going to chew with my mouth open. So that's what it looks like when you've eaten it. And that's a done, you know, that's done. This is now trash. So I just throw this into my trash, and I will show you what to do once you finish eating all the leaves, because there's a surprise in the middle. Alright, I've eaten down about as far as you can go with the artichoke, and as you can see here, here's all of my trash pieces. What I'm going to do now is just pull off, grab it, and pull off the top. So you have all of these little pieces here, and there's just not much meat at all on them. So throw those in your bucket. Now what you're going to do is take a spoon, and this is going to be kind of hard to show you. Let's see if I can't. I won't even be able to set it down, it won't work. So what you're going to do is take your spoon and push it into the side here. I'll show you in 1 second. And what you're basically doing is just scraping away. You just have to hold the back. And you're scraping away. This is called the choke, which, you know, is from the name artichoke. And you're taking this part out. So I'm just going to keep doing it, and I'll show it to you when I'm done. Alright, as you can see, I've cleared out the choke, and this is the artichoke heart. And this is really the best part. For some crazy reason, my odd husband doesn't like this part, but really it's just the meat you've been eating the whole time. So I'm going to miss eating this and only getting one because he's not here to make the second one for me. But so what you're going to do is, you know, dip it in your butter or in your mayonnaise. I'll show you how I like to eat it, and then just enjoy it to about here. And again, I'll show that to you. Alright, so again, I don't like much, but I do like some mayonnaise, and now I am just going to enjoy. Here's what one bite in looks like. And I won't eat much lower than that, but then just all the way around. Alright, and there it is, all done and eaten. So that's how you prepare an artichoke and eat an artichoke, and they are really by far probably my most favorite vegetable. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.